I want to thank you all for coming, particularly the journalists and the women and the men in this place for this press conference. My name is Achom Alobo Jowan, aka Arogal, the woman MP of Soroti City, and I still want to say thank you for coming. I have called you here to declare my position about the second belated Women's Day celebration that is being stage managed in Soroti City. As we are all aware that the Women's Day celebration was successfully completed on 14th of April 2023, where we organized as the Woman MP of Soroti City managed to be part, and on the 14th of April 2023, we had a celebration. Even if it took place with the police and RCC Peter Pex running with us up and down. In fact, the police turned out to be our escorts, where all the women came and we celebrated. A chief guest was invited and she appeared and she addressed the congregation, and therefore we had a very powerful Women's Day that has never happened ever in Uganda. Soroti had one of the best Women's Day in a belated Women's Day in Uganda. I have also written to the city clerk and the PCDO, that is the principal community officer, and tasked them and asked them that the money that the government sent for the Women's Day celebration, which is 3 million, should be divided among the groups, women groups, so that they can be able to uplift their income. Just because I managed to handle all the Women's Day celebration expenses on the 14th of April, so that money is still intact and in position to help our women. And I must emphasize that this money should be divided among the women groups. If we choose 10 groups, that money is enough to help any women groups to ensure that they add on their income generation. As a woman MP, let me be clear about this. That day was celebrated successfully, and we are waiting for the next celebration, which is next year. A date will be communicated. I don't want anybody to deceive the public that there is another second Women's Day celebration. If there is any technical person, including the RCC, and any politician who wants to have any other party or party after party on their personal finances, they are welcome to do so. But I want my women, my people of Soroti City, not to be deceived by people who have selfish interests and individual interests. The reason we are emphasizing on this, and the reason I emphasized on the 14th, 2023 April, in the last meeting that was attended by the organizing committee, where my representative was part of it, the RCC of Soroti City, Peter Pex Park, is on record saying he will never allow any member of the opposition to preside over a national function. If the opposition wants to take over power, let them to be presiding over these functions, let them take over power. And he even went ahead and said, we want to invite the Speaker of Parliament because she's going to give us dollars. And the balance we shall share amongst ourselves as the organizing committee. This was brought to my attention, and you are using my women, our women of Soroti City, to make money. Women of Soroti City are not an economic room for you to make money from. Senior leaders like Honorable Cecilia Wall was humiliated in Soroti. Who doesn't know Cecilia Wall? Even the president, Mr. Museveni, respects and honors Cecilia Wall, in that everyone was disappointed that she was humiliated in Soroti City, even after she had mobilized the whole bus from northern Uganda to come and celebrate with us a Women's Day in Soroti City. Let this go to everybody out there, that as a woman MP, I am not party to these selfish organizations that are ongoing. And I want to warn the RCC, Peter Pex, and the PCDO, who is Damali, to stop Damali as Sekenye, to stop masquerading that I am part of the organizations. I have never been part of these organizations, and I am going to sue them for defamation. I have never been the vice chairperson because none of them has ever informed me that I am a member of the committee. 2, it is from vivid information that the RCC is fully part of this organization. And I want to take this opportunity to ask the doctors in Uganda. We might be here looking at Peter Pex as a man, but he might be a woman. He needs to be checked. He might be one of the promoters of gayism and he's being used as a woman. And I want him to be checked so that we confirm that he's a man or a woman. We are wondering why he's so much getting involved in the women issues of Soroti City. The speaker is on record. After Soroti City on the 14th, I went to Kampala together with my other MPs. We were 11 in number. Staged a demonstration where we were delivering a petition to the Minister of Internal Affairs. And we demonstrated and we were beaten. Following that background, all members of parliament were very disappointed. Everybody was disappointed. The speaker is on record, the speaker of parliament, who is wanted to be the chief guest. And also, let me put this before I go ahead. The speaker of parliament, being invited as a chief guest, has put it on record. She is not aware, and she's not in any communication with anybody in Soroti being invited as a chief guest. The speaker is on record in parliament saying any organizations to do with Women's Day celebrations, the woman MP must be #1 key patron of the celebration. #2, the speaker ruled and said the woman MP is the chief guest of her own Women's Day celebration. It is up to her to decide whom she wants to call to be the chief guest of the day. And I tell my people of Soroti City that I am not going to be part of that celebration because we as the people of Soroti City already celebrated our Women's Day. I am telling the RCC and all the technical staff to stop causing unnecessary divisions over celebrations that have already been celebrated and concluded. We are only waiting for 2024 Women's Day celebration. The same warning goes to the same people, the RCC and the technical staff of Soroti City, to stop undermining the office of the woman MP, which is the people's mandate. My women down there, I have received several calls from elites, from everybody within the city, wondering why their votes are being undermined. And if we can have such an RCC who undermines a woman, we shall handle it in a woman-man way. I am ordering the RCC and the technical staff, as they are all civil servants, and should desist from being involved in politics and being partisan. Sekenye Damali is a civil servant. RCC Peter Pex Park and his colleagues are all civil servants, and they should not be allowed to be used. They should not allow to be used by any political figures around. In this town, I have already said, my brand and my party as we speak is service delivery and empowerment of women, but not fighting with anybody. Because I have been in this city elections after elections. The trend is after elections, let us come and work together. But I don't know where our type of RCC was picked from. My other concern is, I think as the president listens to this, he should raise the qualification of RCCs, not just picking an RCC from a senior 6 dropout, and he has not even managed to enter any office. He had the political race, which he lost, and is now coming to be put as an RCC. The president needs to revise his appointment schedules. And I want to call upon religious leaders. Where are you in this kind of scenarios in our own city? Religious leaders have completely gone silent over this issue. Leaders are fighting in the city. Technical staff are undermining elected leaders, and the religious people are quiet. I want to call upon our Catholic bishop, Papa Bishop Oliach, and our Anglican bishop, Papa Odongo Kosea, and bishops from all other Pentecostal churches to join hands to see that we build our city as a team. Damali, Peter Pex, what you have done is wrong. You have caused confusion in the market, Soroti City main market, and many other places in Soroti. All corruption cases, fingers point at you. Now you are trying to mess up with me as the woman MP, elected by the people. I will use the law to deal with any of you, and you will be prosecuted individually. Some of these men are fighting me because I'm a woman, are fighting us because we are women. Some of them have come to me asking for a bailout when they have challenges like buying land. When you say you are not okay, they now start fighting you. There are various reasons as to where I can confirm that this fight is coming from. But one thing I want to warn all of us and the RCC, Soroti City, and Damali, do not get involved in political fights. I thank you.
What is happening as a party, we know it is a political fight. These people are fighting our woman member of parliament, who is supposed to serve everyone as an elected leader. But I want to bring this to the attention of the public, that as a party, we will request that you advise our civil servants, the likes of Damala Sekenye and Peter Pex, to interest whoever will want to contest the law in 2026, instead of them allowing other political players to play or to use them to fight alone. Thank you.
Sekenya is my name. I'm the City Community Development Officer, the officer in charge of celebrations of the Women's Day, Youth, PWD, just as you know. Some time back, we started the planning for the Women's Day, but unfortunately, by the time we had some few days to it, we realized that we couldn't fill up our budget, and also too, we still had some gaps in place, and that was the time we had the festive season of Easter. Then our guest of honor had not yet confirmed. So besides all that, the committee agreed that we postpone the date till a date that we shall agree. So finally, our guest of honor has assured us and confirmed, and that's why we are going to have a celebration on the 26th of May, that is a Friday this month. So preparations are in high gear to see that the day is a success. As Soroti City, we have never celebrated the day, and finally, here comes the day.
Who is the guest of honor today?
The guest of honor is none other than our Speaker of Parliament, that is our own Among. Yes.
On a certain note, is when the speaker said that the MP, like where area MP is supposed to be the guest of honor. Is she also aware about the celebration, or is he going to be in the celebration? Or
okay, ideally, the guest of honor it's not a must that it's the woman MP.
that is what the speaker said.
Maybe those were just hearsays, but as Soroti, what we did when we began, we formed the committee. By the way, for your information, our MP is the vice chairperson of the committee, the organizing committee of the city.
For this coming
Yes.
celebration.
So what the women in the committee, we know we have a committee of over 50 people from different wards and the like. So we agreed we put a lineup of about 5 guests of honor, starting from the VP, number 2, followed by the speaker. And at the end of it, in that criteria, so at the end of it, the committee agreed that the speaker becomes the guest of honor. So the task of our MP was to write to the speaker, informing her about that. So ideally, even in this function, the MP is invited. In fact, all other MPs are all invited, and she plays a key cordial role as a vice chairperson of the committee. So she cannot be a chairperson of the committee and also a guest of honor. Just as you see in Soroti, it was not the woman MP who was the guest of honor. They had to bring in Honorable Doa. Just as you see most other districts and cities, you try also to fish out someone who you think can cause an impact.
So make us understand here, is it the MP who wrote to the speaker to come, or it is you, the committee?
Okay, unfortunately, when the committee agreed that the MP writes to the speaker, we realized that, personally, I spoke to the MP, but I realized that she had personal issues with the speaker, and she told me that even if we write, the speaker won't come. So I just requested her, no, we might invite the speaker as an office. If she doesn't come, it will be better for her even to delegate you. So I think she decided not to, and because of her reservations, the information got back to the committee. So now the deputy mayor had to now write, because I think they had their differences. And once you have your differences, you might not. So she declared and said she couldn't do it.
So when the deputy mayor wrote, as the speaker confirmed?
Yeah, when the deputy mayor wrote that time, that is why our letter went a bit late, and that's how we postponed it. But finally, now we've written after cancelling it in the meeting, and she has confirmed. That's why you see we are in full gear. And by the way, for your information, the women had a motive behind the speaker. One, Soroti City being a city of its kind, the women are looking at a unique celebration where, one, they are going to write concept notes. They really don't want it to just be a mere celebration. They want to see impact. Concept notes that will see women being what? Upheld. So the assumption is at least the speaker will take up these concept notes and forward them wherever. And two, being a person who has climbed ladders to the highest level, she will be an inspirational speaker to these women to also motivate them, see that they also climb heights. So they really had a reason why they. So it's not that they didn't want the woman MP. No, the woman MP is part of our organizing committee.
This is the first time we are seeing one district celebrate belated Women's Day thrice. Is it because you're not together, you're divided, or what has happened?
As Soroti City, we have never celebrated. We have never, and as a committee, that was about 3 weeks ago when we decided to postpone. Now, by the way, for your information, the woman MP has never attended in person. Sometimes they're a bit far. Instead, she sent her PA on the last meeting. So that last meeting, which was postponed, we had the PA as part of it. So it's not that we've never celebrated. And I'm sorry to mention, sometimes these politicians stage manage things. Because we postponed it on a Tuesday, we even had security meetings. The town clerk even wrote cancelling the function. So nobody has ever mobilized the function. Because if I ask you, have you seen any function mobilized? Apart from maybe people showing case, demos and the like, but we've never. Take it from me, leave it from me. Soroti City has never celebration. We postponed it, and I'm the officer in charge, and I work with many other stakeholders.
So the one that was happening when there were some battles between police and so it was stage managed.
That was just a stage managed. I think some people want to either win sympathy or what, I don't know. Because if you even saw the women who are behind, these were women who were picked from Arapai. The town women, by they refused, because they still want their day. So right now, even when you move around, women are on high gear. And for your information, it's going to be a very interesting celebration. We are going to have activities like grinding, bicycle riding, those traditional ways of doing things. So the women are so eager to come. So we've never had a celebration.
So are you trying to say that this function is not political?
Now, what I want to see, because personally I'm technical, I'm not a politician, but what I seem to be seeing, politics seem to have cropped in. So we became a victim of circumstance because personally I'm to work with the woman MP, RBC's office, and other stakeholders. But after doing the postponement, technically guided, then the MP wakes up to start organizing other things. I think that is so much into politics, which for us we don't want to bring in because this celebration is embracing all parties and all stakeholders. We are looking at the woman. Yes, because this is a time that we share our challenges, our achievements, name it all. So we've not had any celebration.
So away from that, we have seen.